Good morning. Welcome to a special video discussion on the evolving coastal storm that is impacting our region. Starting this morning, we are already starting to see rain coming into southern New Jersey. And for most of today, the focus is primarily going to be on the coast. So if you are on the I-95 corridor, let's say you're around Philadelphia or Reading, you're not going to see a lot of impacts here. You're going to see a lot of increase in cloud cover. It's going to be a cloudy day, that's for sure, with a few showers pushing in as you move on through the afternoon, late afternoon, and evening hours. That's when those impacts for locations along and to the west of the I-95 corridor will start to be felt with waves of showers. But this storm, the worst impacts are going to be along the coast, and they're already starting to evolve here with winds ranging anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour, pushing at times as high as 25 miles per hour, with gusts ranging anywhere from 35 to 40, even seen a few 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts already. Temperatures are in the 50s and 60s, so certainly a cool fall day as you would expect for this time of year, and some rainfall being reported along the coast. And you can see on the radar here, we start off with our zoomed in radar, and you can see from our WeatherTap radar, this is the DIX radar signal here, and you can see the rainfall really starting to push into southern New Jersey. It's creeping towards the central New Jersey coast, pushing into Long Island here, and you have your heavier rainfall just off the coast. They're starting to get pushed right into the coastal plain. But let's step back and zoom out on the size of this storm. It's really impressive. A very large storm. Really, it's two storms trying to phase into one, but having a difficult time doing so. So what I want to do this morning is set the basis for just the basic idea of this storm. What do we need to focus on the most, right? Whether or not this storm is going to become a major deal. Is it going to be a bust? Is there any tropical characteristics to it? Which, by the way, very little, if any. This is not tropical. I want to repeat, this is not a tropical system. This is an extratropical or cold core system. It is a pure cold core system. There's no sign of any type of tropical characteristics out of this. One thing to note, though, the pressure of this low pressure system at 992 millibars is actually lower than any of the forecast guidance. So that is pretty interesting. And there's a lot of talk about this being a double-barreled system. Well, that is not an unusual setup here. Why? Because you have this inclusion here and you have this triple point here. And as this storm is lifting to the northeast, this triple point will form a natural low-pressure system. Now, this does not mean it becomes the primary low-pressure system. That would change the storm pretty significantly. It's just a secondary low-pressure system, and that's kind of par for the course with these type of storms. So there's nothing really too unusual about that. But what do we really need to focus on? You know, as we take a look at our satellite pictures, and you can see a lot of convection, a lot of showers and thunderstorms, all focusing here. The thunderstorms are elevated, by the way. No severe weather is expected with this, of course. And you can see on the infrared satellite picture, very nice cold cloud tops focusing here. Our surface lows down here. So what's really driving this whole setup? And the key word here is 850 millibar jet. So here you have at 250 millibars, you're phasing trying to take shape. It isn't going to be a full phase, but it's going to be enough that they're going to play together and form this impressive storm. And you're going to get these little couplets here. You see this jet streak here, right here. This supports divergence and diffluence. So you're having the air rapidly leave. But the key point here is this feature right here. Okay, this 850 millibar jet. As this 850 millibar low intensifies and lifts to the northeast and gets pulled under the polar influence of the polar jet stream, you're going to see this combination of this impressive jet streak really take hold. And as this jet streak intensifies, it's going to enhance the rainfall, it's going to enhance the reach of the rainfall, and it's going to enhance your wind gusts. So this is the key. This is what we're going to focus on the rest of the day and all the upcoming updates here. And you can see here, another look at the 850 millibar jet. You can see it's intensifying very nicely here. And you can see the frontal structure at 850 millibar showing up very nicely here with our 850 millibar low. This is what's left of Jerry. Don't worry, it's not going to be a factor, not an issue, not anything to be worried about. So that is pretty much our setup. And the 850 millibar jet enhances the wind gusts of the surface winds, which you could clearly see are from the northeast. And the combination of these factors enhances the potential for coastal flooding because you're taking this wind is driving all that water into the coastal plain, especially on the Jersey Shore. So this is where we get our coastal flooding threat for the next couple of high tides today on through tomorrow. So all these factors are coming together, and when we look at the model guidance here, when do we expect the worst? This is the NAM guidance at 850 millibars. You can use the European, you can use any model. I just decided to use the NAM to kind of keep in the same theme rather than jumping around models from yesterday. So we're going to stick with the NAM, and the overall theme here is the same. The jet streak continues to intensify as we go on through the day, reaches a peak by this evening into the overnight hours. So it is going to be really rough tonight from 11 to, let's say, 4 a.m. With this jet streak coming in, and then it starts to weaken. And as it weakens, our whole storm impacts start to subside. So if you're looking for the worst conditions, it's going to be when this jet streak invades the region. And that shows up nicely here with our radar as well, with the NAM guidance showing the same thing. Again, for today, a lot of the focus, a lot of your rainfall is going to be focused around the Jersey Shore through Long Island. And then you get some showers rotating in over the interior. So if you have outdoor plans, let's say in the Poconos, it's not going to be a washout, but you definitely have to watch out for some of these showers. If you have plans, let's say in Belmar or Atlantic City, well, it's going to be a wet day. And that's going to continue on through tonight into tomorrow. As you can see, the expansion of the precipitation shield with the expansion of the 850 millibar jet. And then you can see it starts to break up and the showers linger for tomorrow afternoon into Tuesday morning before everything clears out on Tuesday afternoon. So that is basically the whole feature of the storm, is that 850 millibar jet. We don't have to worry about whether our low is double-barreled, triple-barreled, whether it's north, south, east, west. None of that matters. Just the 850 millibar jet, and that is what we're going to be tracking the rest of the day into this evening. And you can see the impacts of that. There are our surface winds here with the worst conditions, of course, on the coast, 15 to 30 miles per hour with higher gusts as we move on through the day. So not much change in the forecast here. The maps for the rest of this storm, starting tomorrow, I'll put out another new map, will basically be focused on the impacts of the storm from tomorrow onward. So you'll see a reduction in the rainfall forecast, but that's not because I'm reducing the impacts. This is the final impact map, right? And then we just update for what's left for the storm going forward. So zone 1, looking at 2 to 4 inches of rain with coastal flooding 2 to 5 feet. Winds 15 to 30 miles per hour with gusts over 40 miles per hour. Zone 2, that's where I'm expecting 1 to 2 inches of rain. Don't be surprised if you get 4 inches at Toms River, at 1 inch in Princeton, and maybe a half an inch at Allentown. Don't be surprised to see that set up here. So about 1 to 2 inches through Tuesday of rainfall. Winds, again, northeast 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusts to 40 miles per hour. And then in zone 3, looking at rainfall of a half an inch to an inch and a half. And then wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour, with sustained winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour. Primary concerns here will be, especially on the coast, power outages, wind damage, down trees, some urban flooding, not so much stream flooding or river flooding, and also the potential for some pretty significant coastal flooding. The wave heights are already pretty enhanced already from what I've seen, so it's going to be a stormy day. We'll have updates through the afternoon as this whole storm evolves, so stay here, and as always, stay safe out there.